The internet is on fire tonight, and the love and hip-hop universe is in complete chaos. Because Mendeecees Harris just dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. After days of silence and cryptic posts from both him and Yandy Smith, fans finally got the truth, and it's darker than anyone expected. According to Mendeecees himself, what happened in Puerto Rico wasn't just a romantic getaway gone wrong. It was the moment, he says, he realized that the woman he trusted the most, the one who held him down through prison and public scandal, had betrayed him in the most shocking way imaginable. It all started when Mendeecees posted a late-night video from his hotel balcony. The sound of ocean waves behind him, his tone cold and steady. "You think you know somebody?" he said. But loyalty don't mean the same thing to everybody. Within minutes, social media exploded. Fans began digging for clues, trying to connect the dots. What was Yandy doing while Mendeecees was in Puerto Rico? Who was she with? And why did he sound so broken, so certain that something unforgivable had happened? By sunrise, hashtags like #YandyExposed and #PuertoRicoBetrayal were trending across every platform. Screenshots surfaced showing Yandy at a private event in New York the same night. Mendeecees claimed she was supposed to be flying out to meet him. Witnesses swore they saw her leaving with someone familiar but unexpected. And that's when the whispers began. Whispers that this wasn't about business, but about something personal. Something that could destroy the Harris family image forever. Sources close to the couple say this wasn't their first major blow-up, but it might be their last. The tension had been building for months, ever since Yandy started expanding her brand and spending less time at home. Friends say Mendeecees felt left behind, while Yandy believed he was holding her back. Yet no one imagined it would come to this. Betrayal, public humiliation, tears and accusations spilling out across Instagram Live for millions to see. And here's where it gets even wilder. Insiders claim that the real reason Mendeecees flew to Puerto Rico wasn't just for a photo shoot or charity event. He went there to confront Yandy about a secret message he found on her phone. A message that changed everything. Fans are calling it one of the most shocking twists in love and hip-hop history, while others say they saw it coming all along. But one thing is certain. Whatever happened in Puerto Rico has shattered the image of the perfect power couple forever. Stay tuned, because what's coming next isn't just gossip. It's heartbreak, confession, and revenge all caught on camera. Under the heavy Puerto Rican sun, Mendeecees sat alone on the edge of the balcony, his phone lighting up with unread messages that he refused to open. For hours he had been staring at the waves, replaying the same moment over and over, the call, the voice, and the feeling that something had snapped inside him. "She played me," he murmured to himself, eyes burning. It wasn't anger yet, just disbelief. The kind of disbelief that eats at your chest until it turns into something darker. Yandy had promised she would be there. She had promised she was flying out to meet him after finishing a quick meeting in New York. But that meeting turned out to be a secret that would unravel everything. He scrolled through his phone, finding the text that had started it all. A message sent from Yandy's phone, meant for someone else. Short, harmless on the surface, but packed with meaning once you knew the story behind it. "I'll see you again soon. Same place. Don't say anything yet." Mendeecees had stared at those words for hours before boarding the flight. At first, he told himself it was work-related. Yandy managed multiple artists, events, deals. Her phone was always buzzing with business. But something about this message felt personal, and he couldn't shake the unease crawling through his gut. When he confronted her about it, she brushed it off with that confident smile she always used to end arguments. "Baby, you overthinking again," she'd said. "Trust me, it's nothing." But in Puerto Rico, trust was exactly what went missing. The first night, everything felt off. Mendeecees' calls went unanswered. His texts were read but not replied to. Her assistant told him she'd left early from the office but didn't say where she went. By the second day, rumors started to circulate in group chats among mutual friends. One message claimed Yandy was seen at a private dinner in Harlem with a man Mendeecees didn't recognize. Another said she was with someone from the show's production team. It all sounded messy, impossible even, but as the hours passed, the silence grew louder. When she finally called, her voice was distant. "Hey babe," she said lightly, as if nothing was wrong. "I'm sorry, I had to handle something last minute. I'll fly out tomorrow." But tomorrow came and went, and Mendeecees sat through another sunset, still alone, still scrolling. He started recording that balcony video just after midnight. Not for attention, but because he needed to let something out before it consumed him. The clip lasted barely a minute, but the pain in his voice was raw. Within hours, it went viral. Fans flooded his comments, begging for answers. accusing Yandy, defending her, dividing the internet into sides before either of them could even speak. Back in New York, Yandy woke up to chaos. Her phone was exploding with calls from producers, friends, and family. "Girl," he posted what? Her friend Erica screamed over the line. "You need to fix this right now. Everybody's talking." But Yandy wasn't ready to fix anything. She sat on her bed, phone in her hand, watching the video over and over. Her eyes welled up, not just from guilt, but from fear. She knew exactly what he thought he saw. And the worst part was, he wasn't entirely wrong. The night in question had started innocently enough. A dinner, a few glasses of wine, a conversation that drifted too far. The man in question wasn't a stranger. He was someone from Yandy's past, someone who had once been close to both her and Mendeecees before the fallout. He had reached out weeks ago under the pretense of discussing a new venture. But Yandy had kept it quiet, knowing Mendeecees wouldn't approve. She told herself it was business, just a talk. But the laughter, the soft confessions, the nostalgia, it blurred the lines. When they hugged goodbye that night, cameras caught it, twisting the moment into something it might not have been. Or maybe it was. Even Yandy couldn't decide anymore. As the rumors spread, fans dissected every movement, every post, every word. TikToks analyzed her outfits. Reddit threads claimed to have insider sources. One video even claimed to show her getting into a car with the mystery man, though the footage was grainy and unclear. By the third day, even the cast started picking sides. Erica Mena posted a cryptic story. "Betrayal always comes from the ones you feed." K. Michelle commented a fire emoji under a gossip post, then deleted it minutes later. And Mimi, who'd stayed quiet for years, tweeted, "Karma always comes wearing designer shoes." Mendeecees watched it all unfold from his hotel room, each new headline digging deeper. His phone rang constantly, producers, publicists, friends telling him to calm down, to wait before saying more. But the hurt was too deep. "Nah, they need to know," he said during a live that night. "I kept quiet too long. I held her down, did everything right, and she couldn't even respect me enough to be honest." His voice cracked mid-sentence, his jaw tightening. "I found out the truth from strangers, not from her." The comment section exploded. Thousands of viewers flooded in as he spoke. "Yandy cheated," one asked. "Tell us everything, Mendy," another wrote. He didn't confirm it outright, but the implication was heavy. "Let's just say," he said quietly, "sometimes the person you'd take a bullet for is the one loading the gun." Yandy, meanwhile, was spiraling. She tried to reach him, calls went to voicemail, texts remained unread. Her team begged her to release a statement, but she refused. "I'm not feeding this circus," she said. He knows what really happened. But her silence only fueled more fire. Gossip outlets framed it as guilt. Why won't Yandy deny the rumors? Headlines screamed, "Is Mendeecees telling the truth?" Behind the scenes, family members were already divided. Yandy's mother called her in tears, asking if it was true. "Baby, I need to hear it from you," she said softly. "Did you do it?" Yandy's throat tightened. "Mama, I didn't cheat," she said, voice trembling, "but I did lie." In Puerto Rico, Mendeecees sat by the beach, scrolling through their old photos, trying to remember when things started falling apart. He thought about how strong they used to be, the prison visits, the long nights, the way she stood by him when everyone else turned away. But somewhere along the way, fame, cameras, and ego had taken over. "She became the brand," he whispered bitterly, "and I became the background." When the production team reached out, offering to film a sit-down for the show, he agreed. "If she wants to talk," he said, "she can say it to my face." Producers sensed the potential ratings gold and wasted no time setting it up. Yandy reluctantly agreed, though her nerves were unraveling. "I'm not about to let my family fall apart on TV," she said, pacing backstage before the shoot. "But I'm not about to let family fall apart on TV," she said, pacing backstage before the shoot. "But I'm not about to let him destroy me either." The stage lights burned hot as they faced each other for the first time in days. The air between them felt thick with tension, every word heavy. "So that's what we doing now," she started, trying to keep her voice steady. "You go online and drag me instead of calling me like a man." He stared back, cold and silent. "You stopped being real with me a long time ago," he said finally. "You had time for everybody else, your events, your friends, your fake smiles, but not for me." She leaned forward, eyes sharp. "You don't get to call me fake, Mendy. Not after everything I sacrificed for you." "Sacrificed?" he repeated, his tone rising. "You sacrificed the truth. That's what you did." The cameras caught every flicker of emotion, every tear she tried to hide. The audience was silent, sensing the storm about to hit. She inhaled deeply, If you really think I betrayed you, she said quietly, then you never knew me at all. He looked down, shaking his head. Maybe I didn't. The room went still. The sound of distant waves outside seemed to echo the weight of their silence. But before the cameras cut, Yandy dropped something no one expected. You're not innocent either, she said, voice trembling but steady. You want to talk betrayal? Let's talk about what you did before Puerto Rico. Mendeecees froze. What's that supposed to mean? He asked, his tone suddenly defensive. You know exactly what it means, she said, eyes glistening. Tell them about the messages you deleted. And just like that, the story turned on its head. Mendeecees' jaw tightened, his chest rising and falling as the cameras kept rolling. You really want to do this here, he muttered, trying to keep his voice low, but the tension cracked through anyway. Yandy didn't back down. You already made it public, Mendy, she said, her voice sharp but shaky. So let's tell the whole story. Her tone wasn't angry, it was wounded, exhausted. The kind of tone that comes from holding something in for too long. The producers exchanged glances, unsure whether to cut or keep filming, but both of them knew this was the moment fans would never forget. Mendeecees leaned back, eyes fixed on her. Go ahead then, he said. You love a spotlight, use it. Yandy's eyes flashed. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted people calling me a liar? Dragging my name through the dirt while you play victim? Please. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. You want to talk about Puerto Rico? Fine, but let's talk about Atlanta. 2 weeks before that trip, when I found out you'd been messaging someone, you said you were just helping with business. Remember her name? Taysh. His expression faltered for a moment, just long enough for the cameras to catch it. He looked away, jaw set tight. Don't twist this, he said. That wasn't what you think. Yandy scoffed under her breath. That's what they all say. She turned toward the camera crew. This man had the nerve to accuse me of betrayal when he couldn't even keep his own DMs clean. The air thickened. No one spoke for several seconds. Even the crew seemed frozen, waiting for what came next. Mendeecees rubbed his hands over his face. You really gonna bring that up? He said quietly. After everything you did, everything I did. She shot back. I wasn't the one hiding messages, Mendy. I wasn't the one lying about where I was going. He looked up sharply. You were lying, Yandy. Don't act brand new. He reached for his phone on the table beside him. You want proof? I got it. The room went still. Yandy crossed her arms, her eyes narrowing as he unlocked his phone and scrolled. Look at this, he said, turning the screen toward her. This was from that night I was in Puerto Rico. Tell me why your location pinged in Harlem when you told me you were already boarding. She didn't flinch, didn't even blink. Because I missed the flight, she said calmly. I told you that. Yeah, he said. You told me that after I asked why a dude from production was spotted leaving with you. Yandy's voice dropped low. His name is Devin, and if you actually listened, you'd know I was meeting him about a brand partnership, not a date. Mendeecees shook his head, a bitter laugh escaping. Brand partnership at midnight. Come on, Yandy. Her lips trembled slightly before she spoke again. You think everything I do is dirty because you don't trust anyone anymore. That's not my fault. Their argument echoed through the studio, raw and unfiltered. Fans watching the leaked footage later would say it was one of the most painful love battles ever seen on reality TV, two people fighting to be heard. Both too proud to surrender. After the taping ended, Yandy stormed out first, tears streaking her cheeks. Her makeup artist trailed behind, carrying a compact in one hand and tissues in the other. Don't cry on camera, the producer whispered, but she couldn't help it. He made me out to be a monster, she said under her breath. And everyone's gonna believe him. Mendeecees stayed behind, sitting alone in the now empty studio. His mic was still clipped to his shirt, the red light of the camera blinking as if it were judging him. He didn't move for several minutes, just sat there staring at the empty seat across from him. When a crew member asked if he was okay, he gave a small nod. I don't even know anymore, he said softly. Outside the studio, paparazzi had already gathered. Flashes went off as Yandy climbed into her car, covering her face with her hand. Yandy, did you cheat on Mendeecees? Someone shouted. Is it over? She didn't answer. She closed the car door, leaned back, and exhaled shakily. Her phone buzzed non-stop calls from friends, producers, even fans who somehow got her number. She tossed it aside, staring out the window as the city lights blurred past. Later that night, she went live from her hotel room. I've been quiet because I didn't want to fight online, she said, her voice breaking slightly, but I need to clear my name. Over 100,000 people joined in minutes. First of all, she continued, I never betrayed my husband. Yes, I lied about where I was that night, but it wasn't because of another man. It was because I didn't want to tell him I was meeting someone from his past. The comments section exploded. What do you mean his past? One user typed, "Girl, spill it." Another wrote, Yandy hesitated, then said, "The man I met in Harlem wasn't who people think. It wasn't about business or cheating. It was about information, something I found out about Mendeecees that I thought could hurt our family if it came out. I tried to protect him, and it backfired." Her eyes glistened. "I wish he would have asked me face to face before trying to destroy me." Bike in Puerto Rico. Mendeecees watched the live stream in silence. His expression softened as she spoke, but he didn't comment. When it ended, he sat back, eyes closed. His friend Drew, who had flown out to check on him, asked, "You believe her?" Mendeecees shrugged. "I don't know what to believe anymore." But she sounded real. The next morning, a new leak surfaced, a short clip of Yandy and the so-called mystery man, Devin, standing outside a restaurant. They weren't touching, but the body language told a story. They looked tense, serious, like they were arguing. "You don't understand what's at stake," Devin was heard saying. "If he finds out, it could blow up everything." Yandy replied, "I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for him." That clip changed everything. The internet flipped overnight. Comments flooded in, saying maybe Yandy wasn't lying after all. Fans demanded that Mendeecees apologize. Gossip blogs posted side-by-side screenshots of her live with the new footage, calling it the twist nitrogen monoxide one saw coming. When the show's producers saw how much traction the scandal was getting, they reached out again. They wanted a second sit-down this time, with both of them agreeing to tell everything. Mendeecees resisted at first, but eventually gave in. "If she got something to say, let her say it," he told the producer. "But I want the truth this time. No edits." The second taping was set in New York. When they walked in, the energy was different. Less rage, more exhaustion. Yandy looked at him, her eyes red from crying. "I didn't want to hurt you," she said before the cameras even started rolling. "I was trying to protect you from something bigger." He frowned. "Protect me from what?" "From someone who's been using your name for money," she said. "Devin came to me because he had proof, and I didn't want to tell you until I knew it was real." Mendeecees blinked slowly. "Proof of what?" "You until I knew it was real." Mendeecees blinked slowly. "Proof of what?" "Of someone close to you taking money behind your back," she said. "Someone from your circle." He leaned forward, confusion spreading across his face. "Who?" "You already know who," she whispered. "Your cousin." He froze, staring at her like she'd just spoken another language. "What are you talking about?" "Your cousin Rick," she said, tears sliding down her cheeks. "He's been signing contracts in your name. Fake partnerships. Fake deals." Devin found the papers. "I went to meet him to confirm it before telling you." Mendeecees leaned back, his mouth slightly open, disbelief written all over his face. The room went silent again. Every camera, every mic caught the stillness. He whispered, almost to himself, "Rick wouldn't do that." "He did," Yandy said quietly. "And I was trying to stop it before it ruined you." For the first time since the scandal began, Mendeecees didn't have anything to say. He just sat there, staring at her, his anger dissolving into confusion, guilt, and something else, shame. The producers ended filming there, but what came next would be even messier. After the cameras cut, neither of them moved. The silence between Yandy and Mendeecees felt heavier than the whole storm that had brought them there. He rubbed his temples, trying to process everything she had said. "Rick," he whispered again, almost to himself. "Nah, that don't make sense." Yandy exhaled slowly, wiping her face with the back of her hand. "I wish it didn't," she said. "But I saw the papers myself. Fake signatures, your name printed on contracts with your old entertainment company, money transferred to his account. It's all there." Mendeecees shook his head, his voice dropping to a whisper. "I grew up with that man. We shared food, clothes, everything. Why would he do that?" Yandy looked away. "Because he could," she said softly. "Because you were too busy trying to protect everybody else to realize who was protecting you." Her words cut deep. He didn't respond right away, just stood up and paced the floor, hands on his hips. "You really should have told me," he said after a long pause. "You don't get to make that kind of decision for me, Yandy." "And what was I supposed to do?" she asked sharply. "You were already on edge. You were fighting everyone, me, the business team, even the producers. If I had told you that someone in your own family was betraying you, you would have gone off. You might have done something you'd regret." Her voice trembled slightly. "I was trying to protect what's left of us." Mendeecees stopped pacing, turning toward her with tired eyes. "You still lied," he said. "You made me feel like a fool in front of the whole world. And you made me look like a cheater." she shot back, the pain in her voice breaking through. You think that felt good? You think I liked seeing people call me every name in the book while I stayed quiet to protect you? The argument hung in the air. Quieter this time. Not full of rage, but of raw exhaustion. Both of them looked drained, as if the fight had burned through every bit of energy they had left. Finally, Mendeecees walked toward her. Let me see the proof, he said. Yandy hesitated, then reached into her bag and pulled out a manila folder, sliding it across the table. This is everything Devin gave me, she said. Bank statements, emails, contracts, all of it. He sat down slowly and started flipping through the pages. With each sheet, his face changed, confusion giving way to disbelief, then hurt. The documents were detailed. Signatures, wire transfers, fake company invoices. The numbers were real. The names were real. And so was the betrayal. He whispered, I can't believe this. Yandy lowered her voice. Now do you understand why I couldn't just tell you on the phone? I didn't want to start another fire. Mendeecees nodded faintly, still staring at the papers. Rick been with me since day one, he said quietly. How could he do this? The next day, everything exploded again, but this time, it wasn't about cheating. TMZ dropped an exclusive Mendeecees family scandal. Cousin accused of fraud and identity theft. The story had leaked. Nobody knew how, but the internet devoured it. Within hours, Rick's name was trending. His old photos resurfacing with captions like this, the cousin Yandy tried to warn him about. Mendeecees' phone didn't stop ringing. Friends called, lawyers called, his mother called crying. I told you that boy was trouble, she said through tears. You never listen when it comes to family. He just sat there, staring at his reflection in the mirror, eyes hollow. Ma, I really thought he was my brother, he said. I thought if I ever fell, he'd be the one to catch me. Yandy came by his hotel that night, unsure if he'd even open the door. When he did, she saw the exhaustion written all over him. You were right, he said quietly, about everything. She didn't smile. She just stepped closer and said, I wish I wasn't. They sat on the balcony again, the same spot where he'd recorded that now infamous video. The waves sounded softer this time, almost forgiving. I'm sorry, he said suddenly, for thinking the worst of you, for going online before coming to you. She shook her head. You were hurt, she said. I get it. I've been hurt too. For a few minutes, neither spoke. They just watched the night sky, the city lights flickering in the distance. You think people will ever believe me again? She asked quietly. They don't have to, he said. I believe you. That's enough. But the world didn't calm down. If anything, it got louder. The blogs twisted the story against him, said it was all a cover-up. Others claimed Yandy and Devin staged the whole thing to protect her image. Fans started turning on Mendeecees now, calling him gullible for forgiving her so fast. He only took her back because she had receipts. One comment read. Another said, this whole family needs a reality check. Still, the couple tried to move forward. They stopped posting for a while, ignored calls from producers, and focused on fixing what was left. But healing in public isn't easy. One night, during dinner, Mendeecees' phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. The message read, she's not telling you everything. Attached was a blurry photo Yandy talking to Devin again, this time outside a hotel in Atlanta. He stared at the screen, his pulse quickening. You gotta be kidding me, he muttered. Yandy looked up from her plate. What's wrong? You tell me, he said, sliding the phone across the table. She looked down, her expression unreadable. That's from last week, she said finally. I met him again because he found more papers. I didn't want to bring it up until I knew it was real. So you're still seeing him? He asked, his tone low, suspicious. For business, she said firmly. Not like that. He pushed his chair back, sighing. It always comes back to him somehow. You think I enjoy this? She said, voice rising. You think I like that my name is tied to some man I barely know, because you can't separate fact from gossip. It ain't gossip when you keep hiding it, he said. The argument spiraled again, quieter but colder this time. Both of them were trying to save something that felt like it had already cracked. After she left the restaurant, Mendeecees sat alone, his phone buzzing again. Another text came through, from the same unknown number. Check your cousin's burner account. Devin's been paid off. The words made his stomach drop. Paid off, he muttered. Could it be true? Could Devin have set the whole thing up? The next day, he started digging. He called his lawyer, pulled bank statements, and traced digital footprints. Sure enough, there were wire transfers, small ones, spread over months from Rick's company to Devin's account. He felt sick. The betrayal ran deeper than he'd imagined. His cousin had been scamming him. Yes, but Devin had been helping him do it. And Yandy, she was caught in the middle, played by both sides. When he called her, she sounded exhausted. "What now?" she said softly. "You were right again," he replied. "Devin's dirty too." There was silence on the line. "So I've been fighting for nothing," she whispered. "Defending a man who was lying to me, just like everyone else." "Not for nothing," he said. "You tried to protect me. I see that now." She didn't respond right away. "Mendy," she said finally, "I can't keep living in this cycle. The lies, the cameras, the rumors. I'm losing myself." "We'll fix it," he said quickly. "We'll fix it together. Maybe?" she said quietly. "Or maybe we need to stop trying to fix something that keeps breaking." The call ended there, but the story didn't. Fans noticed both. The call ended there, but the story didn't. Fans noticed of them stopped wearing their wedding rings in recent appearances. Tabloids called it the end of Love and Hip Hop's power couple. Mendeecees refused interviews. Yandy posted quotes about peace, forgiveness, and new beginnings, but neither confirmed nor denied anything. Then one night, out of nowhere, Yandy posted a single photo, the Puerto Rican beach where it had all begun. The caption read, "Sometimes love survives the storm, sometimes it becomes the lesson." And within seconds, the comments poured in, half rooting for reconciliation, half saying it was too late. What nobody knew was that at that exact moment, Mendeecees was packing his bags to fly back to New York. He hadn't told her yet, but he planned to show up unannounced. Not for drama, not for revenge, but because he couldn't shake the feeling that their story wasn't over yet. The next morning, the studio was in chaos. The fight between Rashida and Jasmine had already leaked before Mona's team could release the official footage. Blogs, gossip pages, and fan accounts were spinning their own versions of what happened, each one more twisted than the last. Kirk sat in his car outside the set, phone buzzing nonstop. His publicist kept calling. Producers wanted statements. And Mona had left him 3 voice notes that all started calm and ended with pure frustration. He rubbed his forehead and muttered, "This is out of control." But deep down, he knew it was more than that. It was karma catching up. Inside the studio, Rashida was already there, sitting with her arms crossed, sunglasses covering her eyes. Mona walked in, pretending to scroll through her phone, then looked up with a half smile. "You ready to talk?" Rashida didn't even look up. "Talk about what, Mona? How you set me up?" Mona sat across from her, calm and deliberate. "Set you up? Baby, I didn't tell Jasmine to walk on set. She showed up because she wanted to. And honestly, I think y'all needed that moment." Rashida laughed dryly. "Needed it? My whole life blowing up again, and you calling it a moment?" Mona leaned forward, voice low. "You've been holding this in for years. The world needed to see it. And whether you like it or not, the world's talking." Outside the room, Jasmine was pacing, waiting for her next call time. Her phone was filled with messages from fans, both hateful and supportive. She scrolled through one that said, "You ruined a family again." Then another, "Stay strong, queen. They'll never understand your pain." She sighed and whispered, "They don't know half of it." When Jasmine finally walked onto the set for her own confessional, the crew was unusually quiet. They'd seen how raw things got yesterday, and no one wanted to provoke another explosion. Jasmine adjusted her mic and said to the producer, "Ask me what you really want to ask." The producer hesitated. "People are saying you did it for attention." Jasmine laughed softly. "Attention, I've had that. What I wanted was the truth. But people love lies more. They eat 'em up." She paused, looked straight into the camera, and said, "Rashida deserves peace. But peace don't come from pretending." Across the lot, Kirk overheard her words through the monitor and muttered under his breath, "You just don't stop." Then his phone rang again. It was his teenage daughter. Her voice trembling. "Dad, why is everyone in school talking about mommy and that woman? It's all over." Kirk's chest tightened. "Don't worry about that, baby. Me and mom are gonna fix it." But even he didn't believe his own words. Back inside, Rashida's confessional was scheduled right after Jasmine's. Mona gave her a nod as she walked in. Rashida took off her sunglasses, revealing tired eyes. "You ready?" Mona asked. Rashida replied, "Do I got a choice?" She sat down and faced the camera. "Everybody think they know my life. They think they know my pain, my choices, my marriage, but they only see what y'all show them." She took a deep breath. "I forgave Kirk because I had to for me, not for him, not for the cameras. And if Jasmine think forgiveness means weakness, then she never knew what it costs to move on." She looked straight at Mona. "You happy now? You got your clip?" Mona's face softened. "Rashida, this isn't about a clip. This is about you being real." Rashida shook her head. "Real don't pay the bills. Drama does, and you know that better than anybody." The truth in her voice silenced the whole crew. Later that afternoon, Jasmine and Rashida ended up in the same makeup trailer by accident. The air was thick with tension again, but neither spoke. Jasmine looked at her reflection, then at Rashida through the mirror. "You hate me." Rashida didn't answer at first. She dabbed her lipstick, then finally said, "I don't hate you. I just hate what happened." Jasmine turned. "You think I don't? I lost everything to—" Rashida raised an eyebrow. "You didn't lose what I lost." Jasmine's voice trembled. "No, I lost myself." That was the first honest thing Jasmine had said since the cameras started rolling. Rashida paused, her reflection catching a faint softness in her eyes. "Then maybe we both did," she whispered. For a few seconds, there was no sound but the quiet buzz of the lights. Two women, once enemies, suddenly looked like mirror imagers, broken in different ways but broken all the same. Outside, Mona was watching through the cracked door, whispering to her assistant, "This isn't just TV anymore. This is personal." When Jasmine left the trailer, the paparazzi were waiting, flashing lights, shouting questions. "Did you and Rashida make up? Is Kirk still in the picture?" Jasmine pushed past them, whispering to herself, "They don't deserve the answer." Hours later, Kirk and Rashida sat in their living room, phones buzzing with new notifications. Kirk said quietly, "People gon' talk. Baby, let him." Rashida didn't respond. She was staring at the TV screen where reruns of Love and Hip Hop were playing ironically, an old episode of their past drama. She muttered, "Funny how it never ends." Kirk reached for her hand, but she pulled away gently. "We can't keep living in reruns, Kirk." He looked at her helplessly. "So what you want me to do?" She turned to him, voice calm but final. "Stop acting like the story ain't yours to fix." The scene faded as Mona received a new message from the network. Viewership up 37% overnight. Episode trending worldwide. She stared at the screen, then whispered, "The mess always sells, but at what cost?" As the night grew heavier in Atlanta, Mendeecees sat alone on the balcony of his rented villa, scrolling through his phone with a blank expression. The Puerto Rico air still clung to him, but so did something else, something colder. Betrayal. His voice memo notifications were blowing up, and every new one made his jaw tighten more. "So you mean to tell me she was smiling in my face while making moves behind my back?" he muttered, shaking his head in disbelief. He replayed Jasmine's voice over and over again, her words slicing through the silence. "Mendeecees, I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, but Yandy's been talking to Mona about cutting you out the show. She said you're dead weight for the brand now." He laughed bitterly, almost choking on his own breath. Dead weight? After everything he built? After every sacrifice he made while she was running brand deals and pretending the marriage was solid on camera? He got up, pacing the room, his phone still glowing in his hand. "Nah, see? This is where it gets real," he said to himself. "This is where the truth comes out." Hours later, he was live on Instagram, his face lit only by the dim glow of his phone screen. The comments exploded instantly, thousands of fans typing in disbelief. "Yo Mendy, what's going on? Why you look so mad? Is it about Yandy?" He didn't say her name at first. He just looked into the camera, breathing hard, eyes heavy with exhaustion and anger. "You ever love somebody so much you ignore the warning signs?" He began. "You ever think loyalty meant the same thing to them as it did to you? Because when I was in Puerto Rico handling business, I found out loyalty got a whole different meaning in her world." The internet went wild. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere: blogs, Twitter, shade rooms, even reaction videos popping up before the live had ended. Yandy was trending, but she was silent. No statement, no story post, nothing. Her silence made it worse. People started speculating what happened in Puerto Rico. Who told him? Was it another woman? Back in New York, Yandy was at a photo shoot when her assistant whispered, "Girl, you need to see this." The moment she saw the live replay, her heart sank. "He didn't," she whispered, setting her phone down like it was about to explode. Everyone on set froze. Cameras stopped clicking. The photographer awkwardly cleared his throat. "You want to take 5?" he asked. Yandy just nodded and walked out, holding back tears. Later that evening, she called Mendeecees, but he didn't answer. She tried again. Voicemail. She texted, "Please don't do this online. Can we talk?" But there was no reply. What she didn't know was that Mendeecees had already started talking to producers, to friends, to anyone who would listen. He was tired of protecting the image. He wanted the truth out. "She was planning this for months," he said during a private conversation that later leaked. "She wanted to rebrand without me. Said I don't bring drama anymore. That I'm not marketable enough. Like my whole life's a storyline for her career." Fans were divided. Half blamed Yandy, calling her manipulative and power-hungry. Others said Mendeecees was being emotional and making a private issue public. But those who'd watched their relationship unfold over the years couldn't deny one thing. The chemistry that once held them together now burned like gasoline. A week passed, and both camps were dropping hints online. Yandy posted a cryptic story. "Never bite the hand that prayed for you." Mendeecees clapped back hours later with his own. "Never pray for what you plan to poison." The posts went viral. Celebrities started picking sides. Erica Mena commented under Mendeecees' post, "Been there. These brand women are something else." K. Michelle chimed in with a shady tweet. "When loyalty becomes leverage, love don't stand a chance." By the time Love and Hip Hop producers got wind of the brewing storm, it was too late to contain it. They decided to use it. "This is real heat," Mona Scott said during a production meeting. "Get cameras rolling. If Yandy's willing to talk, we make it a 2-part episode." Meanwhile, Yandy was at home, pacing her living room, rehearsing what she would say if cameras showed up. "I didn't betray him," she muttered, staring at her reflection. "I was protecting the brand. I was trying to keep us both afloat." Her assistant nervously added, "But you did talk to Mona about cutting him." Yandy shot her a sharp look. "That's not betrayal. That's strategy." 2 days later, Mendeecees arrived unannounced. Cameras caught the moment, no script, no warning. Yandy froze when she saw him walk through the door. "We need to talk," he said flatly. "Off camera," she replied. "Nah," he said, looking around. "They've been filming everything else. Let's keep it real for once." What followed was one of the rawest confrontations in Love and Hip Hop history. "You planned to erase me," he said, his voice shaking but steady. "You knew what that meeting meant, and you went anyway." Yandy sighed. "I went because the network was losing interest. Mendeecees, we needed a new direction. So I was the problem." He shot back. "You think removing me was gonna fix your ratings?" She looked at him with watery eyes. "I did what I had to do." "Nah," he said. "You did what you wanted to do." The air was thick, silent except for the distant hum of a mic pack. Then she whispered, "I never stopped loving you." Mendeecees blinked, his anger flickering for a second. "Love don't move like that," he said quietly before walking out, leaving Yandy standing in the middle of the room, tears streaming down her face. The episode preview dropped 2 days later, and fans went insane. "We need that full episode now." One tweet said, "This feels too real to be scripted." The network milked the moment, teasing that part 2 would reveal what really happened in Puerto Rico. But behind the scenes, even producers didn't know how far Mendeecees was planning to take things because he wasn't done talking yet. 2 days after that explosive confrontation, Mendeecees was back on his grind in New York, but the energy was off. Every room he walked into felt like people were whispering. Every text from old friends started with, "Yo bro, you good?" His mind was spinning, replaying every second of that conversation with Yandy. "Love don't move like that." He had meant it, but the moment he said it, he saw the pain in her eyes and a small part of him wondered if maybe, just maybe, there was more to the story. Still, pride wouldn't let him call. Not after everything. Then came the bombshell. Gossip pages started posting unseen footage from Puerto Rico. The clips showed Yandy at a late-night dinner with Mona Scott, Jasmine, and 2 network executives. One of them said clearly, "We can't have Mendeecees blocking news. We need something fresh." Yandy's reply, "We can pivot the brand. He's not necessary anymore." Those 6 words went viral overnight. "He's not necessary anymore" trended for 48 hours straight. Memes flooded Twitter, TikTok edits popped up, and fans roasted Yandy for what they called the coldest betrayal of the year. Mendeecees saw it all. He didn't even need to say anything. His silence became the loudest response. He posted one word on Instagram, "Noted." The post got 500,000 likes in a day. Even celebrities joined in. Joe Budden commented with the eye emoji, while Safari added, "She really said that." But while everyone else was feeding off the drama, Yandy was drowning in it. Her sponsorships started pulling back. A skincare brand quietly paused their collaboration. An event she was supposed to host in Miami was suddenly rescheduled. She sat on her couch, scrolling through her mentions, whispering, "What did I do?" Her mother called that night. "Baby, don't let this internet thing break your home," she said softly. "You know how these people twist things." Yandy sighed. "Ma, it's not twisted. I said those words. I was frustrated, but I said them." Her mother was silent for a long moment before replying, "Then you need to fix it, before the whole world decides who you are." The next morning, she posted a long apology video. Sitting in her kitchen, barefaced and trembling slightly, she said, "I want to address the clip that's been circulating. Yes, I said those words. And yes, I regret them deeply. I never meant to disrespect my husband or his value in my life. I was under pressure from producers and made a mistake, but the comments weren't kind. Too late. You only sorry cause the bag got tight. We saw the real you. The internet had already made up its mind. Mendeecees watched the video, his face unreadable. Pressure from producers, he repeated under his breath. So now it's their fault. He turned off the video and called his friend Scrappy. Yo, let's hit the studio, he said suddenly. Scrappy laughed. The studio? Since when you record? Mendeecees smirked. Since my pain needed a beat. The result was unexpected. A raw emotional freestyle titled Betrayed in Puerto Rico dropped that weekend on YouTube. Within 24 hours, it hit 1 million views. The lyrics were sharp and direct. She smiled in my face, made plans in my place, turned my love into marketing space. Fans flooded the comments, calling it the realest thing he ever did. But behind closed doors, Yandy was furious. She called him over and over. No answer. Finally, she texted, "You said we wouldn't drag this into music. Now it's all over blogs. Enough is enough." He replied an hour later, "It was already dragged when you said I wasn't necessary." The next scene that shook fans came when they finally met again during a family gathering organized by their kid's grandmother. The atmosphere was tense. Everyone tried to act normal, but even the children could feel something was off. As soon as Yandy walked in, Mendeecees looked away. She sat across the table, her hands trembling slightly. His mother broke the silence first. "Whatever's going on between y'all, this family can't fall apart over television. We've been through worse." Yandy's eyes welled up. "This isn't about TV anymore," she said softly. "It's about trust." Mendeecees looked up finally, his expression cold. "Trust died in Puerto Rico." That line hit everyone in the room like a punch. His mother sighed, shaking her head. "Son, forgiveness don't make you weak." He didn't reply. He just got up and walked out, leaving his plate untouched. After that day, Yandy's team tried to do damage control. She booked an interview with a popular daytime host to set the record straight. She wore a simple white dress, her hair pulled back, trying to project innocence. "We're human," she said during the segment. "We make mistakes, and sometimes love gets complicated, but I still believe in us." When the interviewer asked, "Do you think Mendeecees will forgive you?" Yandy hesitated before saying, "I hope so. He knows my heart, even when my actions failed me." Meanwhile, Mendeecees was being courted by another reality show. A producer from Bet Plus reached out, offering him his own mini docuseries, titled Rebuilding Mendeecees. It would focus on his personal growth, life after love and hip-hop, and his relationship with his kids. "This is your chance to tell your story your way," the producer said. Mendeecees agreed. When the trailer dropped, it sent another shockwave through social media. One clip showed him saying, "I gave my all to someone who turned my story into strategy." Fans connected the dots immediately, even though he never said Yandy's name. Everyone knew who he meant. Comments poured in. "He's healing through success. She lost a real one. This is revenge with peace." By now, Yandy couldn't escape the public judgment. She started losing sleep, scrolling through hate comments until 3 a.m. One night, she finally texted Mendeecees again. "Can we talk privately? No cameras, no statements, just us." He didn't reply right away. 2 days later, she got a short message. "Meet me where it started." That's how, on a quiet Sunday evening, Yandy found herself standing at the same restaurant in Harlem where they'd had their first date years ago. Mendeecees was already there, sitting by the window, staring out at the city lights. When she approached, he didn't smile. "You wanted to talk?" he asked. She nodded. "I wanted to say I'm Sereno, cameras, no producers, no audience. Just me." He looked at her for a long time, then said quietly, "It's not about sorry anymore. It's about whether we can ever be real again." She wiped her eyes, whispering, "I don't want to lose what we built." He took a deep breath, then stopped building it for everyone else. Their conversation lasted hours, but no one knew what was said after that. All fans saw was a blurry photo of the two leaving the restaurant, faces serious but calm. Blogs exploded with speculation. Are they back together? Was this closure? Or round 2 of the drama? No one knew for sure. What they didn't realize was that the real twist was still waiting to unfold. Because a certain someone from Puerto Rico was about to enter the story again, bringing with her a truth neither of them was ready to face. 3 nights after that quiet dinner in Harlem, Mendeecees' phone buzzed with an unknown number. At first, he ignored it, but the calls kept coming, one after another, until he finally picked up. "Yo, who this?" he said, his tone cautious. A familiar voice answered, low and deliberate. We need to talk, Mendeecees. It's Jasmine. The name hit him like a slap. Jasmine, the same woman who first told him about Yandy's secret meetings. The same one who disappeared right after the drama exploded. Nah, he said flatly. We not doing this. But before he could hang up, Jasmine added, you think you know everything that went down in Puerto Rico. You don't, and Yandy ain't tell you the whole story. That one sentence froze him. What story? He asked slowly. Jasmine sighed on the other end. I can't say it over the phone. Meet me tomorrow at the lounge on Lenox. I'll show you something. The next night, Mendeecees showed up wearing a hoodie and cap, trying not to draw attention. Jasmine was already there, waiting with a folder in front of her. You got 5 minutes, he said, sitting down across from her. She opened the folder and slid a few photos toward him, blurry shots of Yandy and one of the producers in Puerto Rico. But what caught his attention wasn't the meeting, it was the timestamps. These were taken 2 days before that dinner I saw online, he said slowly. Jasmine nodded. And you were supposed to fly out that same day, but she delayed your ticket. He frowned. What are you saying? Jasmine leaned closer. I'm saying she didn't want you there because she was negotiating without you. She knew they'd cut you out. She just didn't want you in the room when it happened. Mendeecees leaned back, silent for a long time. You're lying, he said finally. Jasmine smiled sadly. Check your old email confirmations. Your flight was changed last minute, wasn't it? Who did the booking? That night, back at home, Mendeecees scrolled through his old messages, and sure enough, the flight had been changed. Same day, different hour. Booked by Yandy's assistant. His chest tightened. Everything Jasmine said was lining up too perfectly. The next morning, he confronted Yandy through text. Why was my Puerto Rico flight changed? No answer. He texted again. You know what I'm talking about. After 2 hours, she finally replied. Because they asked for fewer people on set that day. It was a production limit thing, but he didn't buy it. So they limited me out the room where you cut me out the deal. For the first time in weeks, Yandy called him directly. You're letting Jasmine play you? She said, voice shaking. She's trying to destroy us both. Nah, he snapped. You destroyed us when you lied. He hung up before she could say another word. The fallout was instant. Once again, the internet got wind of their argument. Someone leaked screenshots of their text exchange, and within hours, Flightgate was trending. Bloggers and gossip channels had a field day. Yandy delayed her husband's flight to keep him out of a meeting that decided his future. Can you imagine? One headline read. Another went further. Did Yandy betray Mendeecees for fame? Meanwhile, Yandy's world started collapsing faster than she could contain it. Friends stopped answering her calls. Business partners quietly distanced themselves. And even her loyal fans began questioning her integrity. She sat in her office one night, staring at her reflection in the darkened window, whispering, how did it get this far? The next morning, she showed up at Mendeecees' place, unannounced. Cameras weren't rolling this time. We need to talk, she said softly at the door. He hesitated but let her in. She sat on the couch, clutching her phone like a lifeline. I didn't delay your flight to hurt you, she began. I did it because they didn't want the argument we had in Atlanta to follow us there. You remember that night? You were heated. I was scared you'd blow up the meeting. Mendeecees crossed his arms. So you thought it'd be better to make a decision about our life without me? She swallowed hard. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could protect both of us. Protect, he repeated. You mean control? Tears welled in her eyes. I was wrong. I see that now. She stood up, walking closer. But I've been fighting this whole mess alone while you keep feeding it online. He looked at her, expression unreadable. You made it public when you made me expendable. For a moment, silence filled the room, heavy and suffocating. Then Yandy whispered, I never stopped fighting for us. You think I liked watching the world tear us apart? I wake up every day with people calling me a liar, a manipulator, a fraud. And the worst part is, maybe they're right, but I still love you. Mendeecees looked down, breathing deeply. Love don't fix broken trust, he said finally. And right now, trust ain't something you can post an apology for. Yandy's lip trembled. Then what do I do? He didn't answer. He just said quietly, you live with what you built. She turned and walked out slowly, closing the door behind her. Her tears falling as the cameras of paparazzi flashed outside. Later that night, Jasmine posted a cryptic Instagram story. Funny how truth always finds its way out. Puerto Rico wasn't the only secret. The internet lost its mind. What did she mean by that? Fans flooded Mendeecees' comments with speculation. Yo, Jasmine bout to drop receipts again. What else could she have? 2 days later, a short clip leaked, grainy but explosive. It showed Yandy on a phone call saying, if this deal goes through, "I'll be the face of the new spin-off. I'll handle Mendeecees later." The clip ended abruptly, but it was enough. The next morning, Love and Hip Hop producers called an emergency meeting. "This leak is killing our brand," one executive said. "Either we film a resolution, or this season's finale turns into a PR nightmare." Mona Scott leaned back, smirking. "No, this is the finale. We filmed the confrontation. The real one." By then, Yandy had no choice. Her public image was shattered. By then, Yandy had no choice. Her public image was shattered, and Mendeecees was riding a wave of sympathy. The network flew both of them to Los Angeles for a final, raw, unscripted sit-down. No glam, no stylists, no production notes. Just two people facing the wreckage of what once was love. The cameras rolled. Mendeecees sat first, calm, but distant. Yandy walked in a few minutes later, wearing black, her face tired but composed. "So this is how it ends?" she asked quietly. He looked at her. "It ends how it started, me believing in something that wasn't real." She flinched. "Don't do that. We were real. We were convenient," he said, "until convenience ran out." The studio fell silent. Even the crew seemed frozen. Yandy tried to steady her breathing. "I made mistakes, but I never meant to erase you. I was fighting for survival in a world that only respects power. You don't get power by stepping on people you love," he replied. For a long time, no one said anything. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, Yandy said, "If I could take it back, I would." Mendeecees nodded slightly. "Too bad we can't edit life like a show." The final shot faded out with both of them sitting in silence to people surrounded by cameras, lights, and millions watching, but more alone than they had ever been. Fans were left stunned, unsure if it was an ending or a warning. But behind the scenes, something even bigger was brewing, because that leaked audio wasn't the full call. Jasmine had more, and what she was about to release next would flip the entire story upside down. The morning after that tense sit-down, the world woke up to chaos. Jasmine had vanished for weeks, but now she was back online posting cryptic stories again. Her voice calm, her tone controlled. She uploaded a short teaser on her Instagram with the caption, "This isn't the whole truth. I kept the rest to protect someone. Not anymore." In the clip, a blurred audio played faintly in the background, Yandy's voice saying, "As long as Mendeecees thinks it was all producer's idea, he won't walk away before filming wraps." It was enough to ignite a digital firestorm. Within minutes, #YandyExposed again was trending. Mendeecees woke up to his phone buzzing nonstop. Calls from producers, texts from friends, reporters knocking at his door. He scrolled through his feed, jaw tightening as he saw the clip circulating everywhere. He didn't want to believe it, but there was her voice clear as day. "You played me again," he whispered to himself, running a hand over his face. He tried calling her, but she didn't answer. She was already in damage control mode. Her publicist was pacing her living room, shouting into the phone, "We need to release a statement now. Silence is killing you." But Yandy just sat there, staring at the clip replaying on her tablet. "Every time I speak, they twist it," she murmured. "Maybe this time I just stay quiet." "Quiet," her publicist shot back. "Quiet is guilt, Yandy. You need to fight back." A few hours later, she went live. Her hands trembled slightly, but her eyes were steady. "I know everyone's seen the clip," she said, her voice low but sharp. "And yes, that was me. But context matters. I was being pressured by producers. They wanted more drama. I was trying to protect what was left of our marriage while keeping my job." Fans flooded the comments, some sympathetic, most furious. "Protecting your marriage by lying. She always got a reason. Girl, just own it." Meanwhile, Mendeecees posted a single message on his Instagram story. "Enough talking. Y'all about to see the receipts for yourselves." Later that evening, he appeared in an exclusive interview with a popular entertainment host, sitting in a simple black hoodie, his voice heavy but calm. "I tried to keep things private," he said, "but every time I turned around, another piece of truth came out that I didn't even know existed. So yeah, I'm hurt. I'm angry. And most of all, I'm done being quiet about someone who used love as leverage." The host asked, gently, "Is there any chance of reconciliation?" He shook his head. "You can't rebuild trust when the foundation was fake." Fans were divided again, half cheering him on for standing strong, half accusing him of dragging a family issue for clout. But the real chaos hit when Jasmine joined the live comment section mid-interview, typing, "You forgot to mention who told her to do it." Everyone froze. The chat exploded. The host's eyes widened. "Wait, what does that mean?" 2 hours later, Jasmine uploaded a longer video, this time naming names. "Yandy wasn't acting alone," she said. "The whole betrayal was suggested by Mona Scott herself. She told Yandy that keeping Mendeecees out would boost the show's focus on strong women and bring higher ratings. And I know that because I was in that meeting too. She pulled out an old recording, Mona's voice. Faint but recognizable. We love Mendeecees, but the brand needs fresh energy. If Yandy plays this right, she'll be the face of the next franchise. It was like dropping a bomb in the middle of the industry. Producers scrambled to deny it. Mona Scott's team issued a statement within hours, calling the recording heavily edited and misleading. But the damage was already done. Headlines screamed across every gossip outlet. Producers pushed Yandy to betray Mendeecees. Reality show scandal explodes behind the scenes. For Mendeecees, it was bittersweet. Part of him felt vindicated he wasn't crazy. He hadn't imagined the manipulation. But another part of him realized how deep the game had gone. He wasn't just betrayed by a partner. He was played by a whole system. He told a close friend later that night. It wasn't just her lying. It was everybody. The cameras, the edits, the meetings. It was all about storylines. I was living real pain for fake ratings. Yandy watched that interview in silence. Her heart broke as she realized the truth she'd been avoiding. He wasn't angry anymore. He was done. She called Mona that night, her voice trembling. "Why did you make me do that?" she asked. Mona's tone was calm but cold. "Nobody made you. You wanted to stay relevant. We gave you the playbook. You ran it." Yandy hung up, tears streaming down her face. By the next morning, her reputation was in free fall. Old castmates started speaking up, confirming similar manipulation. Erica Mena posted, "We've been saying this for years. They pit families against each other for numbers." K. Michelle added, "They ruin lives for storylines, then call it entertainment." Fans began demanding that the network issue an apology and compensate those involved. Mendeecees, meanwhile, had gone silent again, but this time, it wasn't anger. He was exhausted. "I just want peace," he said in a short Instagram live. "I don't want revenge. I don't want fame off pain. I just want to move on." The humility in his tone won people over instantly. He became the symbol of dignity after betrayal. Memes started popping up. Be like Mendeecees, not bitter, just better. As weeks passed, the scandal began to cool, but not before one final shock hit. Jasmine released one more message, this time addressed to both Yandy and Mendeecees. In it, she confessed that the original leak wasn't about revenge. "I did it because I couldn't watch another fake story destroy real people. Y'all loved each other once. You deserved truth, even if it burned everything down." The message ended with, "Puerto Rico wasn't betrayal, it was exposure. Everyone just played their part." The words haunted both of them. In one quiet moment months later, Mendeecees was seen leaving a charity event with his son. Reporters asked if he'd ever forgive Yandy. He paused, looked into the camera, and said, "Forgiveness ain't about letting people back in. It's about letting the pain out." Then he smiled faintly and walked away. Fans applauded his growth, while Yandy faded from the spotlight. Her last post, months later, read, "I lost everything trying to prove I could hold it all together." Maybe that's the lesson. Some things are meant to fall apart so truth can breathe. But even then, rumors continued to swirl that the two were quietly meeting again, away from cameras, away from chaos. And if that was true, maybe there was still one more chapter left to tell, one not written for ratings, but for redemption. As the sun rose over New York, the fallout from Mendeecees' revelation hit full force. Every gossip outlet, every podcast, every talk show was dissecting every word he said in that Puerto Rico video. Fans were split right down the middle. Some defended Yandy. Fans were split right down the middle. Some defended Yandy, saying she'd been through too much already to betray anyone. Others stood firmly with Mendeecees, insisting he wouldn't go public unless he had proof. But behind all the noise, behind the hashtags and the headlines, something else was happening. Yandy was getting ready to talk. And when she did, it would only make everything worse. The moment came late that night, when she went live for the first time since the scandal broke. The screen filled with her face, eyes tired, voice trembling but firm. "I don't owe anyone explanations," she said, "but I will not sit here and let lies define me." For a brief second, it seemed like she was about to break down. Her followers flooded the comments, begging her to stay strong. She took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera, and continued, "I loved that man through his worst. I waited. I prayed. I raised our children. If he wants to throw that away because of something he thinks he saw, then God bless him." But that calm tone didn't last long. As more comments came in, accusing, mocking, questioning, her frustration started to show. "Since everybody wanna talk," she snapped. "Let's talk. Let's talk about what really went down in Puerto Rico." The chat went wild. Within seconds, over 200,000 people were watching live. She paused, glared into the lens, and said, He's mad because I found out something about him first. He's trying to flip the story. Those words hit the internet like a grenade. What did she mean by found out something? Was Mendeecees hiding something too? Before she could explain further, her phone buzzed. She looked down. Her expression changed confusion first, then pure anger. "Oh, so now you want to text me?" she said, her voice rising. "Nah, tell the world, since that's what we doing." She held up her phone, showing the screen to the live audience. It was a message from Mendeecees that read, "End this before you regret it." The clip went viral instantly. Fans began claiming Mendeecees was trying to intimidate her, while others said it was a desperate plea to stop her from spilling something bigger. Hours later, Mendeecees posted his own response, not a video this time, but a screenshot of a voice memo with the caption, "Since you want to tell stories, let's tell the whole truth." When people played the audio, they were stunned. It was a recorded conversation between Yandy and a close friend. In it, Yandy could be heard saying, "I knew he'd see those messages. I wanted him to. Sometimes, you gotta show a man how it feels." The clip was short, but powerful enough to shift public opinion overnight. Suddenly, the woman who'd once been seen as the loyal wife became the villain in her own love story. Comment sections filled with disbelief. She did it on purpose. So the betrayal was planned. How could she do that after everything he's been through? The outrage was relentless. People started canceling brand deals, unfollowing her, even demanding she step away from her platform until she owned up. But Yandy refused to back down. The next morning, she posted a single line. "The truth always looks ugly when it's told too soon." And just when it seemed the tension couldn't rise any higher, another twist emerged. A private video leaked from Puerto Rico. It showed Mendeecees sitting alone on the beach at night, his phone camera on, talking to someone off screen. His voice was low, but the words were clear. "She knew I'd be there. She sent him on purpose. I seen the messages. I seen the location. She wanted me to see it." The video cut off before anyone could see who him was, but the damage was already done. Social media had a new mystery man to chase. Speculation exploded. Some fans claimed it was a producer from Love and Hip Hop. Others said it was a man tied to Yandy's charity organization. Everyone had theories, but no one had proof. And that uncertainty only fueled the fire. Yandy stayed quiet for 2 full days, then appeared at a fashion event in Brooklyn, smiling for cameras as if nothing had happened. Mendeecees meanwhile unfollowed her on every platform and deleted all their photos together. Behind closed doors, people close to them said the situation had turned personal and painful. Their kids were caught in the middle. Family members were taking sides. Friends who once celebrated their love now avoided both of them entirely. Insiders whispered that Mendeecees had started meeting with legal advisors, preparing to take back control of his image, and maybe more. "He feels humiliated," one friend said. "This wasn't supposed to play out online, but now it's out there, and he's not backing down." Then came the most shocking twist of all. A hidden voicemail leaked, allegedly recorded before the Puerto Rico trip. In it, Yandy's voice was calm, almost cold. "He's gonna find out one way or another," she said. "I'm tired of pretending everything's perfect. If he wants the truth, I'll give it to him." Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Was this whole thing premeditated? Had she orchestrated the scandal as a form of revenge or closure? Mendeecees posted a single response that evening. It was a black screen with white text that read, "I loved you through prison, through pain, through rumors, but I won't love you through disrespect." Within minutes, it had over 1 million likes. Celebrities weighed in. Industry friends picked sides. One called it the end of an era. Another wrote, "Sometimes loyalty is just love waiting to die." The story had gone far beyond a couple's argument. It had become a full-blown cultural moment, betrayal, pride, heartbreak, and the slow unraveling of a love story millions once rooted for. And yet, even as the world watched them crumble, neither Yandy nor Mendeecees seemed ready to walk away completely. Because somewhere beneath all the anger and all the pain, there was still something left unsaid. Something that would soon pull them both right back into each other's orbit, whether they liked it or not. The tension between Mendeecees and Yandy had reached a point where even their closest friends didn't know what to say anymore. The world had already decided who was guilty and who was innocent, but behind the scenes, things weren't as simple. Both of them were hurting in ways that words couldn't explain. Mendeecees was seen leaving a restaurant in Harlem late one night, looking drained, surrounded by a few friends who tried to keep the cameras away. One reporter shouted, "Is it true Yandy cheated?" Mendeecees stopped, turned toward the cameras, and simply said, "You can't cheat on a man who already stopped being there." Then he got into his car and drove off. That statement shook fans. What did he mean by stopped being there? Was he admitting to emotional distance? Or was there something deeper that the public didn't know? Within hours, Yandy clapped back online with a quote post that read, "Absence doesn't give you permission to betray." It was war, now, quiet, cold, and public. Both of them started communicating through cryptic messages, and the fans kept decoding every word, like detectives. A few days later, new footage from the Puerto Rico trip leaked, showing what appeared to be a heated argument between Mendeecees and someone identified only as Jamal, a local promoter connected to one of Yandy's charity events. In the video, Mendeecees was seen shouting, "You think I don't know what's going on? You think I don't see the pattern?" Jamal tried to calm him down, saying, "It ain't even like that, bro." But Mendeecees pushed past him and walked away, slamming a door. What fans didn't know was that someone else was recording the confrontation, and that person later sold the footage to a blog. The blogs ran with it, framing Jamal as the mysterious man Yandy had allegedly been seeing. Yandy's camp immediately denied it, saying Jamal was just a business partner and nothing romantic ever happened. But by then, it didn't matter. The internet had already decided the narrative. Mendeecees caught her red-handed. One post read, "Yandy been living a double life." Another claimed, and then came the emotional breakdown. Mendeecees went live one night, alone in his studio, eyes red, voice unsteady. "Everybody got opinions," he said quietly. "Everybody wanna judge what they don't understand, but when you give your heart to somebody and they play with it, there's no coming back from that. I didn't deserve this." His pain was raw, unfiltered, and it hit millions who had followed their love story for years. In that moment, even his harshest critics softened, but Yandy wasn't ready to let the story end there. The next morning, she released her own video, not emotional, not chaotic, but calm and deliberate. "I'm not perfect," she said. "I made mistakes. But betrayal isn't just cheating. Betrayal is making someone feel crazy for seeing the truth." She paused, then added, For seeing the truth." She paused, didn't lie. "I just stopped protecting his image." Her tone was hauntingly confident. She knew exactly what she was doing, turning the narrative upside down again. As her video spread, people began re-examining the story. Had Mendeecees really been as innocent as he claimed? Fans started pointing out moments from the past, old interviews, even deleted scenes from Love and Hip Hop where Mendeecees had hinted at tension in their marriage. Maybe this was coming for a long time. One fan wrote, "Maybe Puerto Rico was just the breaking point." But there was one piece of evidence no one had seen yet: the security footage from the hotel. Days after the scandal, a staff member leaked a short clip from the resort lobby. In it, Yandy could be seen walking through the doors, talking to someone on her phone. A few minutes later, a man wearing a hat and sunglasses followed behind her. The clip ended there, but it was enough to reignite the frenzy. Mendeecees reposted the video with the caption, "Don't tell me what the truth looks like, I've seen it." After that, the damage was irreversible. Brands started pulling away from joint sponsorships. The couple's reality show deal was rumored to be on pause. Even friends who once appeared at their family dinners stopped showing up. People close to them said Yandy was focusing on her kids and her business, while Mendeecees had moved into a separate apartment uptown. But the silence between them didn't last. It never did. 2 weeks later, in a shocking twist, they were spotted together again, not arguing this time, but sitting side by side at a small cafe in the Bronx. Witnesses said they looked tense but calm, like two people who had reached a quiet understanding. Some fans thought it was closure, others believed it was the start of a comeback. Either way, it didn't take long for rumors to start swirling again. One insider told a blog, that meeting wasn't about forgiveness, it was about exposure. There's something they both know that nobody else does yet. That something turned out to be a series of private recordings. Mendeecees had kept on his phone recordings of late-night conversations, arguments, and voice notes that painted a picture far more complicated than anyone realized. In one of them, Yandy could be heard saying, "You think I wanted to hurt you? I just wanted you to see me. You stopped seeing me a long time ago." Her voice cracked, and then she whispered, "I needed you to feel what I felt." When Mendeecees played that clip during a private meeting with his team, even they were stunned. The betrayal wasn't just physical, it was emotional, calculated, and built on years of unresolved pain. But instead of releasing the recordings, Mendeecees decided to hold them back for now. He wanted control of the story again, but this time, he wanted to end it on his own terms. Fans sensed something was coming. His posts became cryptic again, dark backgrounds, short captions, like "Truth has a timestamp and the next chapter writes itself." People began speculating that he was planning to drop a documentary or an exclusive. interview to tell his side of everything once and for all. And when he finally announced that he'd be speaking out publicly, the internet went silent in anticipation. The live stream started with over 1 million viewers. Mendeecees sat in a simple black hoodie. No background music. No flashy setup. "This ain't about revenge," he began. "This is about peace. I didn't want to come to this point, but sometimes silence becomes another kind of lie." He paused, his expression unreadable. "I'm not here to tear nobody down. I'm here to say that when love turns into war, everybody loses. And I lost too." The video ended with him saying one last thing, a quiet, almost broken sentence that would echo across every gossip outlet for weeks. "She was my peace once. Now she's my lesson." And with that, the live ended. But the story was far from over, because even as fans were processing his words, Yandy had already recorded her own response, one that would take everything he said and turn it inside out. So, after everything we've seen, the heartbreak, the accusations, the messages, the videos, the lives, the question everyone's still asking is simple. Where do Mendeecees and Yandy go from here? Are they done for good, or is there still a chance that time, truth, and pain might pull them back together again? Right now, nobody knows. All we do know is that what happened between them has completely rewritten how fans see one of love and hip-hop's most iconic couples. This isn't the same Yandy and Mendeecees that once stood side by side on red carpets, smiling for the cameras. This is two people standing on opposite sides of a shattered love story, each trying to prove that their version of the truth is the one that matters. And the craziest part, even after all the receipts, all the leaked clips, all the emotion pouring out online, there are still whispers that something even bigger is coming. Insiders claim that producers from Love and Hip Hop are already reaching out to both of them to film a sit-down reunion. A one-on-one moment where they'll finally face each other with the cameras rolling. Can you imagine the tension if that really happens? The looks, the silence, the words that have been building up for months. If that reunion ever airs, it could easily become one of the most watched moments in reality TV history. But beyond the drama, there's something raw and real here. This whole situation reminds people that fame doesn't protect anyone from heartbreak. You can have the money, the fame, the brand deals, the fans, and still end up crying in silence at 3 in the morning, replaying every message, every word, every decision that led to the fallout. Both Mendeecees and Yandy are living proof that love in the spotlight can burn brighter than the sun, but it can also crash harder than anyone expects. So what happens next? Will Mendeecees move on and rebuild his image? Or will he wait for the moment when the truth finally tips in his favor? Will Yandy stand tall, focus on her business and kids, and let time clear her name? Or will another twist, another video, another hidden voice note reignite everything again? The story isn't over, not even close. Every time fans think it's settled, something new surfaces. One more clue, one more confession, one more reason to question who's really the victim here. And let's be honest, you can't look away. It's messy, it's emotional, it's painful, but it's also human. Maybe that's why people can't stop talking about it, because behind all the headlines, there's something everyone relates to. The feeling of giving your all to someone and realizing love alone isn't enough. And whether you're on Team Mendeecees or Team Yandy, deep down you can see a bit of yourself in their story. The trust, the doubt, the regret, and the longing for closure that may never come. So here's what you need to do, right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Yandy really betrayed Mendeecees in Puerto Rico? Or is he twisting the story to protect his pride? Do you believe her when she says she was tired of pretending? Who do you think is telling the real truth? Or is this one of those situations where both of them are right in their own way? Let's talk about it, because this story has layers that even the cameras couldn't capture. Make sure you hit that like button if you've been following this wild ride from the beginning. It lets us know you're part of the family that loves diving deep into the stories behind the headlines. And if you haven't already, subscribe right now, because this isn't the last we're hearing from Mendeecees and Yandy. We'll be bringing you every update, every exclusive, every shocking twist the moment it drops. Turn on notifications too, because the next chapter in this saga could drop any minute. And trust me, when it does, you'll want to be the first to know. Whether it's an official reunion, a tell-all interview, or a surprise reconciliation, one thing's for sure, the world will be watching. And before you go, take a second to think about what this story really means. It's not just about celebrity drama or gossip. It's about love, ego, forgiveness, and how easily something real can fall apart under the weight of pride and pain. Sometimes, the people who look the strongest are the ones breaking quietly when no one's watching. So if you've ever been through something like this, if you've ever loved hard, lost hard, or learned the hard way, know that you're not alone, because behind every headline, there's a heartbeat. Behind every scandal, there's someone trying to heal. Thank you for watching, for feeling, for staying until the end. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let us know in the comments whose side you're on, or if you think they both deserve another chance to make it right. Because at the end of the day, love might break, but it never disappears. It just waits for the right moment to be seen again. It just waits for the right moment to be seen again.